Hello fellow Sudokans and welcome to Zen and the Art of the Guardian Sudoku puzzle. It's Monday the 3rd of March 2025. I hope you are keeping well. We're starting a little bit different today. If you're wondering why the screen is looking, if it looks not like the customary screen that I have when I begin, that's because, well, Monday is always beginner level day, right? And there was a question yesterday, a couple of times about whether or not a Sudoku grid has to have only one solution. Of course it does, should have if it's a valid solution, but persons seem to be having a little difficulty in finding exactly the same solution, so why not use the solver that I do. Now I'm mentioning this for the Guardian in particular because the Guardian doesn't have an online version. In other words, you have to transfer the numbers to some kind of grid by yourself, or print it out and play it. Now, printing out is a good way of doing it, but if you are using if you're using a computer or something else, then maybe you can use Sudoku Exchange to play the game. So just go into your browser and type sudokuexchange.com. and that will be good enough to get you started, and you'll arrive at this page here which says launch the player app. So that's what we'll do. We'll launch the player app. Should just take a second or two. Now enter a new puzzle, paste a new puzzle. Now this is paste a new puzzle is only if you're playing the docs game on this channel. Sometimes I play docs. If you want to if you have a string of ones and zeros that you can enter, otherwise we're going to be entering a new puzzle. Okay, and then we're going to look and check and compare with the Guardian. Now, I think a quick tip here of what to do is, maybe a good idea is to go line by line. This will help you probably see what the numbers are doing as well. But the key thing is that you have to you have to check at the end. So maybe we'll go 9, 2 here with a 1 there, and then we'll come back here and go 9, 3, and that looks like everything for that line, and then come across here 4, and there's one at the end for 7. This is all automatically clicked onto the next line, which is 5. 9, almost made a mistake there, almost put the 9 in the wrong location. This is very easy to do. I do often make mistakes when inputting these digits. That's why I'm kind of going through this with you today. 6, 8, 2. Now 1 and a 5 there. And we go 2, 5, 3 in that square, then 9, 7, 4, 6, 7, 4 down there, stop that one, 5, 3. So what I always do at this point is don't immediately click the start button, because if I've made a mistake it's going to be a problem. Oh, as somebody pointed out though, you can actually use the back arrow on your browser to go back if you've made a mistake, if it says invalid Sudoku. But what I always do at this point is go back and check block by block. That somehow seems to be easy. So input the numbers line by line, but then go back and check block by block. So we've got 9, 4 there, that looks okay. 2, 9, 3 in that block, that looks okay. 1 and a 7 kind of in corners there, that looks okay. 5 and a 1 just only on the left hand side here. 9, 6, 8, 1, 5, that looks okay. 3 and 2 on the right hand side down here. 2, 5, 6, 7, okay, it looks good. 3, 9 across the top, that's okay. 7, 5, 7, 4, 5, 3, 8. Okay, that's it. So when you're ready, you can click the start button. Oh, something I always do while making these videos is I forgot. I click on the settings here and I get rid of the timer because I don't want to see the timer. I also click on this auto clean pencil marks. I get rid of that as well so that it doesn't automatically remove pencil marks. This is for the harder level games, not really for this beginner game that we play on a Monday. Okay, and so then we're ready to go. Now if you have made a mistake, it will come up and say invalid Sudoku. Let's just try that, shall we? Let's go back one. All right, let's imagine that I haven't put this 8 in here, and I click start. There we are. The argument does not have a unique solution, so that should help you out if you've made a mistake. That should eliminate one problem, rather, I'm trying to say. The other problem is that if you are playing and you're not playing on a computer, if you're playing with pen and paper, you need to check at the end, or some kind of Excel grid, which is not really a Sudoku solver and doesn't really check the final answers for you. You have to check at the end. You have to check very carefully, because sometimes it might appear that a Sudoku has been solved correctly, but in fact it hasn't when you look really, really closely. I've made this mistake before when I was learning, when I was beginning, I should say. We're always learning. When I was beginning the game, many years ago, I think I've made that mistake before. So watch out for that. Okay, that's it. So now we're ready to get on with the game. Quick explanation of Monday, how to fill in the game if you're not sure. We have 9 squares. Ooh, mouse is doing weird things. 9 squares across here, 9 squares across here, 9 squares down here, and 9 squares in each of these smaller blocks like this. And our job is to fill in each of the empty squares with a digit, lowest number 1, highest number 9, and we use logic to find the answer. How do we use logic? How do we use logic? Okay, let's take this block here. We don't yet have digit 1, but if we look at the digit 1's surrounding, like this one here, we can see that because we have 1 in this row already, it cannot be repeated. Remember, there are only 9 squares, so each number can appear once only. So none of these 3 squares here can become digit 1. 1 blocks across here like this. These 2 squares can't be a 1. And from up here, 1 blocks down here, that gives me just 1 empty square. So 1 must go there, like that. Okay, so we just consider that kind of thing. 2 blocks, these 3 squares down here. None of these 3 squares can become 2. There's only 1 empty square in this whole block down here. That means that must be our 2. And that's it. We kind of go around looking for similar types of things. We not only have 3 empty squares in this block here, and we can say that whatever numbers are missing from this block go in these 3 squares. So we don't yet have 1, we don't have 6, and we don't have 9, and we know that those 3 numbers go in these squares, 1, 6, and 9. Now, can we say which is which? We've got a 9 blocking this square, but that's it. We've got a 6 blocking this square, that's it. And the 1, no, we don't know anything about the 1. So we can't say which is which yet, but we know that 1, 6, and 9 are in those squares there. Excuse me. Now over here we've got 1 blocking down here. That's going to put a 1 in that square there. And the missing numbers here are 3, 8, and 9. Now we've got 3 blocking across here and across here. So we know that neither of these 2 squares can become 3. So we can, in this case, say that that's a 3. And now we've got 9 blocking this square here, so that's going to be 9. And there's only 1 number left in this block, which is 8. So the 8 goes there. Now if we come back over here now, in fact we can say 9 blocks this square and 9 blocks this square now, because we've placed this 9. We didn't have that before, but this is something we've just found. And 9 blocking across here, so now we know that 9 goes in that square there, and 6 blocks across here, so that's our 6. And now we can get a 1, which is the last number left in this block here. Now we look across here, which number do we need? We need a 1 to finish the whole series of 1 to 9 in this row here. We'll take that 1 that we just placed, and we'll say 1 blocks up here, and across here. That's going to give me a 1 in that square there. 1 across here, 1 across here, 1 up there, and 1 up there. So in this block here, we've got all of these blue squares forbidden from becoming 1, and 1 must fit into that square there. And that's the last one. Now, if you check, every row has a digit 1. Every column has digit 1, and every one of these blocks has digit 1. So there are no more to find. We have a limited number of 9 digits of each, 9 of each digit. Okay. I can see a 3 in this block here. I'll give you a couple of seconds to look and see if you can find out where the 3 goes in this block here. Remember, you want to look on the 3s outside the block. Okay, so let's see. When I click on this 3, we're in the Sudoku Exchange solving website, it does highlight each of the numbers, which is good, and others do the same thing. But we've got 3 blocking up here. 3 blocking up here and 3 blocking across. So we know that 3 is in that square there. 3 across here, and up there. This 3 down here. So that leaves just that square there as a 3. Now it's a matter of, scanning around, looking across the rows and up and down the columns. So I can see 5 blocking across here and across here. In fact, I didn't even need that. I could have just found, this 5 here I didn't even need. 5 blocking across here and 5 up there. Those 2 squares are blocked anyway. That gives me a 5 in that square there. Okay, so if you don't see anything immediately, one thing you can probably do is check if you've got 2 or 3 squares missing in a row, a block, or a column. So I've got 3 missing in this row. So let's see what I've got. I've got 1, don't have 2, got 3, don't have 4, so 2 and 4 are missing. Got 5, 6, 7, but no 8. So this has to be 2, 4, and 8 in those squares there. Can we say which is which? No, we've got a 2 here, so 2s are in those squares. We've got 8 here, so 8s are like that, but the 4s can go anywhere there. So let's look down here and see what we're missing in this row down here. Well, the missing numbers are 5, 6, and 7. We've got 5 here, we've got 6 there, we've got no idea on 7. So we can't get these digits as they stand, and that's the challenge in Sudoku, is searching, but often not finding. You can look and look, and then sometimes you just don't find. So we just keep at it. Now this column has got 3 empty squares, so let's see what's missing from this column. We don't have 2, we don't have 6, and we don't have 7. But we've got 2 blocking that square, but the 6 and the 7 we don't have any info yet. So that's not going to help either. We've got 9 blocking across here. We've got 9 blocking across here. So we can in fact say that that must be a 9 in that square there. Okay, now we've got 3 empty squares in this column. Let's see what we need. We need 2, we've got 7. So I can see the 7 blocking up here, the 7 blocking down here like that. So that's going to be the 7. And the missing numbers up here now, we've only got 2 missing numbers. They are 2 and 6. We need 2 and 6 to finish this column here. Okay, so we've got 2 blocking that square there, so we know that's our 2. And 6 is the last number to complete the whole series of 1 to 9. Right, now 6 blocks up here, 6 blocks across here. So what do we know in this blocks? 6 is either here or there. Which one? Don't know. Don't know where 6 is, but it's got to be in one of these 2 squares. So if 6 is in this square, it won't be allowed to be anywhere down here. And if 6 is in this square, it still won't be allowed to be down here. And we've got 6 blocking down here and 6 blocking across here. So what do we know? That square there has to be a 6. So even though we didn't find which of the squares 6 was in, we used it to find this number down here. And that's the process that you'll need when playing Sudoku. Where to next? Well, let's see what numbers are left now. We've only got 2 numbers left here. What are we missing? We're missing 5 and 7. No, that's still no good. We still don't know which is which. So we have to leave that for now. And come back and look somewhere else. That's what it's about. It's a game of looking. Now there are 4 numbers here. That's quite a lot, but let's see if we can spot any patterns. Yes, I can. Okay, so we're missing digit 2 in this row. We don't have digit 2. Now, or maybe you could see it like this. 2 blocking across here, and up here. Or you could say 2 here blocks both of those squares here. Remember, a number can appear only in its block only one time. So neither of these squares can become 2. And 2 blocks this square here. So in this row, we know that that must be our 2. Now, 2 down here, 2 up there, leaves us with 2 in that square there. And now we're left with only 2 numbers up here. What are we looking for? We're looking for 6 and 7. Any help on 6 or 7? Yes, this time there is, because now there's 6 blocks across there. So we know that that's the 6, and that has to be our 7. We'll take that 7 that we just placed. If any of this is too fast for you, just go back and watch the video again. Rewind it. 7's blocking like this. There's our 7. And 7 blocking down here, and now we need 7 in this row. So that's our 7 here. And now for this row we need a 5 is the last number in this series here. So there's a 5. Right, we've made a lot of progress. We haven't quite finished yet, but we've come a long way, baby. The 5 now blocks this square up here, and that leaves just one empty square here. So there's our 5, and this will be an 8 here. 8 blocks across there, giving me an 8 in that square there. We've only got 2 numbers left to get here. So you can either look in the block, which numbers are missing in the block, or you can look along the row. Of course, it will be the same numbers. Remember, there is only one solution. So we're missing 4 and 5. We've got 5 blocking up there. There goes our 5, and this will be a 4. 4 blocking down here puts 4 into that square there. Right, we got 3 numbers missing here. What are we looking for? 6, 8, 9. We've got 6. Okay, we've got 6, 8, 9 in these squares. Now, this square can't be a 9. This square here, can it be 6? No. Can it be 8? No. So what do we know? It must be 9 because we only have 3 numbers. So if this can't be 6 or 8, it's got to be a 9. And now we can take that 9 and go back across this way. And across here like this, and down here like this. And there is our 9. Okay. I'm just getting messages. I don't need to answer. I can hang on a little bit. Let's just hang on a little bit. What numbers are missing here in this column? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 9. So we don't have 7 or 8. That's what's missing in this column here. So we've got 8 blocking there. There's our 8. That number is going to be 7. Now 7 across here, 7 across there, 7 blocking up there. That is our 7, and that's finished. Now digit 1, digit 7, and digit 9 are all finished. We don't have any more of those to find. We could look at the 2 squares here in this row and see what's missing. We still need 3 and 4. Is there any help? No, we can't get 3 or 4 yet. So we have to leave that. Let's just start at the top here and see what we're missing in these 2 squares here. We don't have 4 or 5. Now we've got a blocking 5 up there, so we know that's our 5 and that's our 4 there. Now there's only one empty square here now, so that's what we should do next. It's a 2. We don't have 2 in this column, so we'll put our 2 there. Like, if you think I'm finding these numbers quickly, it's only from practice. You will be able to find them much faster than me with a bit of practice. 2 goes there. Last numbers to get down here are 4 and 8. So we look up here and we say, any help on 4 or 8? Actually, there is. Now, this is not something you can see immediately because you can't see any 4s or 8s up here, right? But what do we know about here? We know that the missing digits here have to be 3 or 4. So we know that this square can't be 4. 4 can't be. This square can't be 4 because 4 will appear in one of those 2 squares. So we do know, in fact, 4 is there. In fact, we've got a little bit more than that. We've got the 4 blocking across there, so we can say 4 goes there. And 3 is in that square. Now back down here to fill in the missing number, which is 8. And now 8 blocks up here, giving us the 8 in that square. And there's just one more number left there, which is a 6. 2. Oh, it's not 2. We don't need 2s. We've got 2s already. What do we need? 3. 3 blocks across here like this. 3 blocks across here. It gives us a 3, which you'll notice was the missing number from this row. Anyway, if you just looked across the row, you would have found the same thing. Right, there's not much to go now. We've got 4 blocking this square here, so that one empty square will be filled with a 4, and now there's 1 empty square for this column or this block, and the missing number is 6, and our 6 blocks across here and gives us 6. Oh, sorry, hit the wrong key. See, when I'm on the computer, that's a good advantage of using the Sudoku Exchange. It will highlight if you've made a mistake immediately. So I just pressed the wrong key on the keyboard, and that kind of thing can happen very easily. And we finish with the digit 8. So that's it. That's our game of Sudoku as played on Sudoku Exchange. That's our easy level puzzle from The Guardian. And if you go to the channel, you'll see a playlist, or actually you can see, I'll put it up now, a playlist of easy level games where you can practice lots of simple Sudoku. Take care. Bye-bye.